Dear students, welcome you all to session 3 video of chapter Overheads, Cost and Management Accounting, 4th semester BCom of Mangalore University. This session is about the primary distribution of overheads. Primary distribution of overheads means the process of allocating, assigning or distribution of overhead cost to production and service departments on some suitable or rational basis. In an organization, there will be production departments as well as the service departments. Production departments are those where goods are produced or where the activities directly connected with the production of the article takes place. Now, for example, in a textile unit, the weaving department, spinning department, coloring department are all the production departments. Then we have the service department. The service departments are not directly engaged in the production. They render services for the benefit of production and other department. For example, the stores department, timekeeping department, repairs and maintenance department, transportation department, purchase department, personal departments are all service departments, and these service departments render services to the production departments. Now, in case of overheads, so overheads are nothing but the aggregate of indirect materials, indirect labor and indirect expenses incurred in the organization. So these overheads has to be distributed to the various departments. So at the first step, what is being done is the overheads are being distributed to the production as well as the service department on some suitable or rational basis. So the principles which we adopt in order to distribute these overheads is what we are going to study in this session. Now, the principles of apportionment of overheads. Now, there are different principles available wherein we can apportion or distribute the overheads to different departments. The first principle which we can adopt is the principle of benefits received. That is, the overheads are apportioned on the basis of service or benefit received by each department. Now, for example, we have to apportion the electric charges. Now, based on the light points available at various departments, this can be apportioned or distributed. That means, now for example, department A has 10 light points, department B has only 5 light points, which means that department A will be charged more and department B will be charged less. So the first principle which we adopt is the concept of benefits received, where the overheads are distributed on the basis of the service received by each department. The next principle is the ability to pay method. In this method, what is being done is the overheads are distributed in proportion to sales, income or profit of the department. That means higher the sales, higher will be the overhead expenses. If the profit of a particular department is more, that department will have to bear more overhead expenses. Now, for example, this is the method or technique which is followed in case of taxes. You might have studied in direct tax, isn't it? The higher the income of a person, the tax liability will also be more. That is based on ability to pay method. In case of tax, everyone need not pay the tax. Only persons who are having income above a certain level will have to pay the tax. So similarly, here in case of department which has got high profit will have to bear more overheads. That is the second method. It is ability to pay method. Now let us look into the basis of apportionment of overheads. Now there are different overhead costs and how this can be distributed, or what is the basis of distributing these overheads to the departments. Now the first one which we are going to discuss is rent. Now in case of rent can be distributed to various departments based on the floor area. That is, the more floor area for a department, the rent charges will also be more. The next one is lighting. Lighting is based on light points. If light points are not available, then we can distribute it based on the floor area. Next one is the electric power. Electric power can be apportioned to different departments based on the kilowatt hour or the horsepower of the machines. The next one is the depreciation of building. In case of depreciation of building, again it is based on the floor area. The next item is the storekeeping or material handling. All these aspects relating to materials can be distributed based on the weight or value of the materials handled. Mainly it will be the value of materials handled. The information is not available, the weight of the materials handled. The next comes the insurance or depreciation or repairs of any asset of machinery, depreciation of machinery or repairs of machinery, or insurance charges paid for the machine. In such a case, it is based on the value of the asset. So now, for example, the value of machine, based on that it will be distributed among the various departments. Other expenses relating to the employees, like labor welfare expenses or timekeeping or supervision, canteen expenses, medical benefits, and all these items, they can be distributed based on labor hours. The information is not available based on number of workers, or it can be distributed based on the direct wages. So these can be distributed on the basis of any one of these items. Now next comes the general overheads, or the sundries, we say sundry overheads or general overheads, which do not have a specific basis, but also mainly it is based on the direct wages or labor hours or the machine hours. So mainly it will be based on the direct wages. Based on the direct wages of different departments, it can be apportioned, or otherwise it will be based on the labor hours or machine hours. So these are the different bases for apportionment of overhead. So each item will be based on a certain aspects. Now for example, rent based on floor area, lighting based on light points or floor area, electric power based on kilowatt hour, horsepower, depreciation of building based on floor area, storekeeping based on the weight or value of materials, insurance, depreciation and repairs based on value of assets, all aspects relating to labor, timekeeping, supervision, medical as well as canteen expenses based on labor hours, number of workers or the direct wages, and general overheads based on direct wages or labor hours. Thank you.